Now for the gas cycle internal combustion engine, for the Carnot cycle, the most efficient cycle that can operate between two constant temperature reservoir in the Carnot cycle, a totally reversible cycle, named after the French engineer Nicolas Leonard Sadi Carnot, who established the foundation of the second law of thermodynamics in 1824. Now, under the Carnot cycle, okay, here we have the pressure, volume, and the temperature entropy diagram of the Carnot cycle. This one is the PV diagram. Pressure, volume diagram, TS diagram, temperature entropy diagram. Process 1 to 2. Okay, for the process 1 to 2. Process 1 to 2. Okay, process 1 to 2. This one is 1. This one is your 2. Okay, that is under the isothermal expansion, isothermal heat addition. Isothermal heat addition process. Okay, temperature is constant. Remember, under the processes, temperature is constant is under the isothermal process. Now, for process 1 to 2, we have the isothermal heat addition process, a reversible isothermal expansion during which the heat is transferred from the high temperature reservoir to the working fluid. While for the process 2 to 3, okay, this one 2 to 3. Okay. 2 to 3, we have the isentropic expansion process. Entropy is constant. Okay. 2 to 3 under the isentropic expansion process, which is also known as the adiabatic process. Okay, when you say process 2 to 3, a reversible adiabatic expansion during which the temperature of the working fluid decreases from the high temperature to the low temperature. TH is the high temperature, this is the low temperature. Okay, then process 3 to 4. 3 to 4. This one is 0.4. Process 3 to 4 is the isothermal heat rejection process. Temperature again is constant. Okay. For process 3 to 4, a reversible isothermal compression during which the heat is transferred from the working fluid to the low temperature reservoir. And we have the process 4 to 1. 4 to 1. That is under the isentropic compression. Isentropic compression process. Okay, where entropy is constant. Now, for the process 4 to 1, a reversible adiabatic compression during which the temperature of the working fluid increases from the low temperature to the high temperature. Okay. This one, we have the 1 to 2 isothermal heat addition, 2 to 3 isentropic expansion process, then 3 to 4, that is the isothermal heat rejection. Isentropic process, 4 to 1 is the isentropic compression process, which means from the reversible adiabatic compression during which the temperature of the working fluid increases from low temperature to high temperature. Then we have the equations. Okay, number 1. Formulas. Okay. Under the PVT relations, okay, process 1 to 2, process 1 to 2, isothermal, heat addition, process, temperature is constant. Okay, formula, we have P1 over P2 is equal to V2, V2 over V1. This one is also equal to the isothermal expansion ratio. Temperature is constant. Okay, RE is known as the isothermal expansion ratio. Okay, pressure here should be under the absolute pressure. P1 over P2 is equal to V2 over V1, which is equal to RE, which is the isothermal expansion ratio. Now, for the process 2 to 3, process 2 to 3, which is the isentropic expansion process. Entropy is constant. We have T2 over T3 raised to 1 over K minus 1 equal to, this one is K. K minus 1 equal to P2 over P1 raised to 1 over K, which is equal to V3 over V2, which is equal to RE, which is the isentropic RE here should be isentropic expansion ratio. Okay. Entropy is constant. Okay. Now for the process 3 to 4, process 3 to 4, isothermal, heat rejection, process, temperature is constant. We have V3 over V4, which is equal to P4 over P3. V here is volume, P here is absolute temperature, which is equal to RK at temperature is constant. Okay, RK here is under process 3 to 4. This one is the isothermal compression ratio. Next, process 4 to 1. Process 4 to 1. The isentropic compression, process, entropy is constant. Okay, we have T1 over T4 raised to 1 over K minus 1 equal to P1 over P4 raised to 1 over K, which is equal to V4 over V1. T here is absolute temperature, P here is absolute pressure, then V is the volume, which is equal to RK at entropy is constant. Okay, this one is RK here is the isentropic compression ratio. Since T2 is equal to T1 and T4 is equal to T3, hence your V3 over V2 is equal to V4 over V1. Okay. Then the isentropic expansion ratio is equal to isentropic compression ratio. Where RE at S is equal to constant, entropy is constant, is equal to RK, entropy is constant. Okay. Then, and V3 over V4 is equal to V2 over V1. Then, RE temperature is constant is equal to RK temperature is constant. Okay. Then isothermal expansion ratio is equal to isothermal expansion ratio is equal to isothermal compression ratio. Okay, number 2, we have the heat addition process. Heat addition process. Process 1 to 2. Temperature is constant. Heat added is equal to MRT1 ln P1 over P2, or that is also equal to MRT2 ln P1 over P2. For number 3, heat rejected process. Which is QR. Process 3 to 4. Temperature is constant. We have QR is equal to MR T3 ln P3 over P4, which is equal to MR T4 ln P3 over P4. Number 4, we have the network. Network, which is a value network is equal to absolute heat added minus heat rejected, or that is equal to MR T1 minus T4 ln P1 over P2. Number 5, for the Carnot cycle, Carnot cycle thermal efficiency just E sub Cc. Thermal efficiency, Carnot cycle thermal efficiency. Cc is equal to network over heat added times 100%, or ACC is equal to T1 minus T4 over T1 times 100%. And then ECC is equal to high temperature minus low temperature all over the high temperature times 100%. Number 6, mean effective pressure, which is P sub M. P sub M is equal to network over VD. VD is the volume displacement, which is equal to Carnot cycle thermal efficiency minus times heat added over V3 minus V1. Okay, example. A heat engine operates on the Carnot cycle. It produces 50 kilowatt of power while operating between temperature units of 850 degrees Celsius and 150 degrees Celsius. Determine the engine efficiency and amount of heat added. Okay. Now, a heat engine operates on the Carnot cycle. It produces 50 kilowatt of power while operating between temperature limits of 850 degrees Celsius and 150 degrees Celsius. Determine the engine efficiency and the amount of heat added. Okay, this one is the figure. Okay, we have temperature, then entropy diagram. Okay, now we have 800. At this point, we have 850 degrees Celsius. This one is 150 degrees Celsius. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, given, we have a given work is equal to 50 kilowatt. High temperature is equal to 850 degrees Celsius plus 273. Lower temperature is equal to 150 degrees Celsius plus 273. Now, for the higher temperature, we have 1123 Kelvin. And for the lower temperature, we have 423 Kelvin. Using the formula for the efficiency, we have higher temperature minus lower temperature over the higher temperature times 100. And we have ECC is equal to 1073 minus 1073. What is the wait? So 1123. 1123 minus 423. 123 over 1,123 times 100. Okay, the engine efficiency is equal to 62.3%. Now, for the amount of heat added is equal to network over the efficiency equal to 50 kilowatt over 62.3 divided by 100, 62.3% divided by 100. Okay. Heat added is equal to, now we have heat added which is equal to 80.26 kilowatt. This one is 62.3%.